Hi everyone! Today's 20-minute class is focusing on building up strength in our core. So we're going to need two blocks, preferably firm, high-density foam ones or cork ones. And we're going to start off in a tabletop position. So coming on up, finding the wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, spreading the fingers, middle fingers pointing forward, and really pressing down into the pads and knuckles of the fingers. Starting to draw the belly in towards the spine, hugging the ribs in. Crown of the head reaching towards the front and tailbone drawing back. Neutral spine here. Noticing if you're dumping into the shoulders, separating the shoulder blades. Starting to find that stability, staying here for a moment, finding your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So we're going to start off by warming up into the wrists, keeping that stability in the shoulders, starting to draw little circles with the tips of the shoulders. Starting with small circles, and then getting a bit bigger and bigger. Beginning to warm up into the wrists, feeling how the weight transfers from the heel of the head to the tips of the fingers. And then switch sides, go in the opposite direction, starting with small circles, and getting bigger and bigger. Coming back through center. Let's go through a few rounds of a cat and cow to warm up the spine. Inhale to spread your sit bones. Draw the lower belly down. Open the chest. Head looks forward or looks up. And then exhale to tuck the tailbone under around the spine. Arch your upper back towards the ceiling. Look towards that belly button. Again, inhale, spread the sit bones. Draw the lower belly down. Open the chest. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under around the spine. Let's do 3 more rounds like this. Move with your breath, stretching into the abdominals before we come into more of that strengthening work. One more round. Coming all the way back through center. Finding that neutral spine again. That hugging in of the ribs, wrapping in through the sideways. So from here on the next inhale, we're going to raise our right leg. Flex that back foot and making sure the toes point down to face the mat. Notice if you start to sink to one side or maybe your lower belly dips. So still keeping your weight even in the center, hugging that lower belly in. Maybe even looking back, make sure that the leg is just straight behind you and not lifting too high or too low. You can choose to stay right here today. You might already be feeling that burn, that heat in your core. Otherwise, you might be able to extend your opposite arm out, left arm out. Finding that balance here, using that core strength. Breathe. One more full breath in here. On the next exhale, we're going to bring this elbow and knee to touch. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow and knee to touch. Just one more inhale to extend. Exhale to touch. Inhale to extend. You can choose to stay right here. Or from here, we're going to start to bend through that back knee. Still using that strength in your belly. Maybe staying here, feeling a stretch through that quad, through the glute. Maybe reaching back with your left hand, grabbing a hold of your foot. These are just options you can take. Still using that core strength to keep our balance. Last option is to start to kick your foot into your hand. Peel the left shoulder back. Breathe. Finding a bit of a back bend here. And then slowly release. Extending your arm, the leg out, hugging the ribs in. Bring your left hand, right knee back onto the mat and shake it out. Maybe big sigh out. You can take a moment in child's pose, bringing the hips down towards the heels, interlace the fingers, and then roll the wrists out. Going in the opposite direction. And preparing for the other side. So coming back into that tabletop. Now if your wrist is starting to get sore, you can always come onto your fists here just to protect your wrists. Otherwise, palms flat down on your mat again. And this time, inhale, the left leg lifts. Flexing that back foot, toes pointing down, hugging the ribs in. Making sure we're not leaning over to one side. Keep that weight in center. Stay right here. Or this time extending your right arm out. Stay here, find your balance. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to bring your fingertips to reach in opposite directions. Exhale, let's find that tiger curl. Elbow and knee to touch. Inhale to extend. Exhale to touch. Inhale to extend. Last one. Exhale, touch. Inhale, extend. And then slowly stay right here or start to bend through your back knee. Stay right here or reach back with your right hand, grab a hold of your foot. Stay right here. Or very last option, start to kick your foot into your hand. Peel your right shoulder back, open the chest. Full breath in. And very slowly release. Bringing your right hand to the left knee back onto the mat. Shake it out. And come back to child's pose again. Knees wide, interlacing your fingers. Walk your elbows out in front. Roll the wrists out. So from here now, we're going to come all the way back up onto all fours. This time we're going to grab our 2 blocks, bringing them flat down on the mat, shoulder width, and then placing our hands, palms flat on the blocks. Finding that tabletop again though, so still bringing the knees underneath the hips, maybe tucking your toes under or keeping them flat, doesn't really matter, depending which position feels more stable. Pushing down into the blocks with the palms of the hands. This time on the inhale, we're raising our right leg. And on the exhale, we're going to do that little tiger curl, but this time we're bringing the nose and the knee to touch, rounding the spine. Now think of that cat spine, really pressing down into the blocks with your hands, pressing your upper back towards the ceiling. And then inhale to extend your leg back. Exhale to bring your knee, nose to touch. Round your upper back, push down into the blocks with your hands. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale to extend your right leg back. Exhale to release your right knee back down. Other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, rounding the spine. Press your upper back, knee, nose touch. Inhale to extend. Exhale to touch. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Extend. Exhale to release your knee. You can shake it out. Maybe coming back to your fists to relax your wrist for a moment. Okay, so from here now, let's come into our downward facing dog. We're still using the blocks now. So we're just bringing the blocks a little further towards the top of your mat. Bringing your blocks maybe a little bit wider to give your shoulders more space. Still spreading the fingers, pressing the palms of the hands into your blocks. Tuck the toes under. Exhale to push hips back and up. Now you might notice that this down dog feels a bit different to your usual one. Maybe you just want to adjust your feet, step them in a little closer, a little further back. It's actually having the hands on blocks actually lessens the stretch in the back of the legs. So you might find you can press your heels a little further down towards the mat. Walk your feet out a few times, find length in your spine. Draw the lower belly in, hugging the lower belly in towards the spine. From here on the next inhale, we're going to extend our right leg this time. And exact same thing as what we did before. On the exhale, we're going to shift our weight forward, similar to in that tabletop. Shoulders over the wrists. Squeeze your right knee in towards your nose. Cat spine. Inhale to extend. 2 more times. Exhale to bring your knee, your nose to touch. Shift your weight forward like you're coming into plank. Upper back towards the ceiling. Inhale to extend. Last one. Exhale. Knee, nose to touch. Inhale to extend. And exhale to release your right leg all the way back down. Shake it out. Coming to the other side. This time, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee, nose to touch. Shift your weight forward. Cat spine. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, knee and nose touch. Inhale, extend. Last one, exhale. Inhale to extend. And exhale to release. Staying down dog, shake it out. Maybe lower the knees down into a child's pose for a moment. Resting here this time, either bringing your hands flat on the mat, maybe elbows on the mat, interlacing your fingers, rolling the wrists out. Or you can bring your blocks a little closer towards the shoulders. Rest your elbows on top. Head comes between the blocks, forehead on the mat. Still bringing the palms together, interlacing the fingers, and then rolling your wrists out. So we'll get more of a release through the triceps as well. 5 breaths. Just catching your breath, resting here for a moment. Slowly starting to come all the way. Slowly starting to come all the way back up. Walk your hands in. Going to sit to one side now. Bring your legs out in front. So from here, we're just going to use one of the blocks. Shuffle forward to make sure you've got enough room behind you to lie down. Okay, so we're going to use one of the blocks, bringing it between the feet. So using the inside edges of the feet, using the strength of the inside thighs to clamp that block in. Bring your hands onto your shins first. Prop up the chest. Still hugging that lower belly in towards the back body. Today you might just be staying here, already feeling that heat in your belly, in the quads. Maybe you can start to bring your hands behind you. Maybe starting to lift your heels off the mat. Already feeling that clamping in. So if we don't clamp in enough, the block is going to drop down. So we want to keep using the feet to clamp down. Okay, so you can try lifting the feet first. Feel that. If this is too strong, keep your block or maybe your toes just resting on the mat. Heels off. If this is still okay, we're going to bring the block between the feet. Lift the feet off the mat. See if you can bring your knees and your heels in line. So a 90-degree angle here with your legs. Squeeze in. Stay right here. Using the strength of those adductor muscles, maybe extending your arms forward. Let's hold here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Keep squeezing in with those feet. Inhale. And exhale to release. Lower your block down. Maybe hugging the knees in towards the chest for a moment. Squeezing in, relaxing the thighs. Chin or forehead in towards the knees. And slowly coming all the way down now to lie on our back. Got one more pose before we wind down. So lying on our backs this time. And you've got an option to use the block or doing the exact same position but without using our block. If you're using the block, really important here to really clamp down with the feet. Okay, clamp in so we're not dropping the block on top of ourselves, especially if you've got a cork one. So really clamping in, squeezing in with your inside thighs. Heels push up towards the ceiling. Toes draw back towards our face. Arms beside the body, palms facing down. Press down into the mat with your hands. Inhale here. Feel your lower back pressing into the mat, protecting your lower back. Today you might just be staying here. Feeling some shaking maybe. Otherwise, inhale to push your heels up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, we're going to very slowly start to lower the legs down to 45 degrees. As soon as you feel the lower back lifts, come all the way back up. Press your lower back down. Okay? And then inhale to lift your legs back up. Exhale to lower the legs down, 45 degrees. Inhale to lift. Last one. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. And very slowly bend your knees. Move the block to the side. Hug both knees in towards the chest. Rock side to side. Releasing here. Massaging the lower back. Squeezing the knees in to massage the abdominals. And let's take a moment to rest in a butterfly. Bring the feet together, knees wide, arms overhead, either taking opposite wrists or forearms. Just stretching back out into the hips, into the quads, into the adductors, into the belly, into the shoulders and the chest. 5 more deep breaths here. Feel free to stay longer. If you're ready to come out of the pose, start to bring your hands back beside the body. You can use your hands to help bring your knees back together. Rolling over to one side. Sitting all the way back up. Let's take one last deep breath here together. Full breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Namaste.